Good morning, guys. Today I'm going to be doing income earned and expenses incurred. And as I've explained, for you to earn income, make sure that that income is with relation to what you have earned. You have performed a service for it, and therefore you deserve it. It's supposed to be yours. In this scenario, we'll also focus on expenses. Make sure expenses are the expenses that you have incurred. These are the expenses that you have used up. You've benefited from the expense. And obviously, for you to be able to do that, it must fall within the current financial year. And note that this is very, very important when it comes to income. Make sure that income and expenses fall within the financial year that you are working in. Okay. Now, insurance adjustments. We're just going to focus on insurance. Insurance is an expense as it results in money ultimately being paid out by the business. Okay. And insurance, note that it's paid monthly. That monthly payment towards insurance, towards your insurance cover, is called insurance premium. Okay. It is simply a monthly payment that you make to your insurance company or whoever is covering you. Remember, insurance simply covers you for any losses that you may suffer. So you have to pay a premium every month to make sure that you are covered, and that premium, we call it insurance premium. Basically, insurance premium will be recorded in the CPJ because those are the payments that you have made. And since it's recorded in the CPJ, the amount will be transferred to the insurance account, which is an expense in the general ledger every month. It will be on the debit side of your insurance expense. At the end of the year, it will be on the debit side of your insurance expense in the trial balance under the nominal account section, meaning that the amount of insurance that appears in the pre-adjustment trial balance is the insurance premiums that you have paid in total. Some of the premiums might not be premiums that fall within the financial year that we are working with. So be careful. You only subtract the insurance premium that does not fall within the financial year in which you're working. Alright? It is incurred to effectively run the business, and it helps generate income. As a result, insurance will be included under operating expenses. Only insurance that fall within the current financial year must be recognized as an expense. Only insurance that falls within the current financial year must be recognized as an expense. If insurance has been paid for a period that falls outside the financial year, the portion of insurance that falls into the next financial year must be recorded as prepaid expense. And must be subtracted from the insurance expense given in the trial balance in order to determine the insurance amount that has been incurred. If you take the total insurance amount that has been paid and you minus insurance amount that does not fall within the current financial year, you will be left with the insurance amount that has been paid that falls within the current financial year. The insurance amount that falls within the current financial year will be regarded as an expense. The one that falls outside the financial year, especially if you have prepaid it to the following year, will be recorded as a prepaid expense. Remember, prepaid expense is an asset and it will be recorded under trade and other receivables. The remaining amount will be recognized as an expense in the income statement. When you take the amount that you have in the trial balance and you minus the amount of insurance that doesn't fall within the current financial year, you will be left with an expense, which is your insurance expense, and that will be recorded in the income statement. What is a prepaid expense? A prepaid expense is an asset as an expense has not yet been incurred, yet we have paid for it, but it has been paid already. Prepaid expense is an asset as money paid is still owed to you for as long as that expense has been paid. It has not been incurred until you've been covered for that specific period. Prepaid expense will be recorded in trade and other receivables as a current asset. The amount prepaid will be reversed and recognized as an expense the following year. Obviously, the following year, at the end of the next financial year, that insurance amount that you prepaid this year, in the next financial year, at the end of the next financial year, it will have covered you for that entire year, and it will be recognized as an asset. As an expense. Let us look at this example here. We've got insurance of 15,600 in the trial balance. That is the total insurance amount that has been paid. Adjustments, remember, this is the information that comes after we have prepared the trial balance. And obviously we need to use that information to correct the amounts that are reflected in the pre-adjustment trial balance. Remember, pre-adjustment trial balance says these are balances before adjustments were taken into account. As part of adjustments, this is what we recognized. Included. It means that included in the insurance amount above. It means that included in that 15,600, there's an annual. Annual simply means a year. Insurance amount of 8,400. That is in that 15,600. So this 8,400 is included in the 15,600. It is in there. The problem is, we don't have a problem with that 8,400 being included in the 15,000. The only problem it presents is the fact that that 8,400 was paid on the 30th of November 2018. Please note that the beginning of the financial year will be the 1st of March 2018. The end of the year will be the 28th of Feb 2019. This 8,400 was paid on the 30th of November 2018. Meaning for the current year, we are only covered from November, the end of November, to the 28th of February. So in that amount of 8,000, remember this 8,400 is an annual amount. So if it's paid on the 30th of November, it covers us until the 1st of December 2019. The only cover that we agree that will be part of our insurance expense is the 3 months, which is December, January, February. That is 3 months. However, the insurance amount that falls outside the financial year, this is from that point over there until that point over there, will be regarded as a prepaid expense. So in total, that will be 9 months. From the 30th of November to the 1st of December 2019, that is a period of 12 months. 3 months have already been included. This whole amount has already been included in there, meaning that the 3 months plus the 9 months are included in that 15,600, but it's part of that, okay? We do not need the 9 months because that has not been incurred yet. That is a prepaid expense because it falls into the next financial year. So we have to find those 9 months that fall outside the financial year by taking the 8,400, multiplying it by the 9 months that fall outside the financial year, divided by the total number of months that we have paid. So we have paid for 12 months in total, but 9 of those months fall outside the financial year. So this 9 months must be taken out of the insurance amount of 15,600. 8,400 multiplied by 9 over 12, it will give you 6,300. This 6,300 will be recognized as a prepaid expense. Meaning that our total insurance amount of 15,600 must be adjusted by taking that 15,600, we only minus a portion of 8,400 that falls outside the financial year. We only minus the portion that falls outside the financial year. You do not minus the whole 8,400 because the other 3 months has been correctly included. We only subtract the 9 months that fall outside the financial year, which is 6,300. 15,600 minus 6,300, that will give us 9,300. This 9,300 will be recorded in the income statement as our insurance expense. The 6,300 that we minus, this does not fall within the current financial year. It will be recorded in trade and other receivables as prepaid expense. Remember, our financial year starts on the 1st of March 2018 until the 28th of Feb. However, when we paid for insurance, we paid for December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, until the end of November of the next financial year, which is the 30th of November 2019 or the 1st of December 2019. As I indicated, the insurance premium for December, January, and February is fine because it falls within the current financial year. So the 3 months fall within the current financial year. But this insurance was paid for 12 months, from the 1st of December to the 30th of November. The 3 months are fine, are correctly included. Of the 8,400, 3 months will be fine. We only don't want the 9 months that fall outside the financial year. Hence, I say the total insurance paid is 15,600. Included in this amount is 8,400, part of which does not fall within the current financial year. The part that does not fall within the current financial year, that falls outside the financial year, will be 9 out of 12 months we have paid. So that 6,300 does not fall within the current financial year. and therefore that 6,300 must be subtracted from the total insurance amount. Under insurance expense in our income statement, we are going to minus 6,300. Our insurance expense will be 9,300. This is how they mark it. And then our prepaid expense will simply be that insurance amount of 6,300. Prepaid expense is an asset, so when we do our general journal, we will debit prepaid expense. This goes to the statement of financial position. It is an asset. Our asset is increasing. We have paid for a period over which we are not covered. We have paid for next year and we are not yet covered for next year. And our insurance expense, the one that we have in the trial balance, we are going to decrease it. So in our statement of comprehensive income, we are going to decrease our insurance expense by 6,300, which is what we have done. So it'll give us the correct expense for that year, which will be 9,300. Let us look at example 2. Our insurance amount is 15,600. Included in that amount is the annual insurance. You need to pay attention because at times the insurance amount we have paid won't be for a year. It might be insurance for 8 months or 10 months. In that scenario, you need to apportion correctly. Now, the 15,600 is the insurance amount we have paid. Included in that amount is 10,800, which was paid halfway through the financial year. Our financial year will start on the 1st of March 2016. It will end on the 28th of Feb 2017. Halfway, it's 6 months. So we have March, April, May, June, July, August. So halfway will be the 1st of September or the 30th of August 2016. This is when the 10,000 was paid. So it'll cover us from the 1st of September 2016 Now this raises an important factor because we are covered from the 1st of September until the following year, which will be the 31st of August 2017. This amount has been correctly included, but we don't want anything that falls outside the financial year. And obviously that will be 6 months. 6 months fall within the current financial year, 6 months fall outside the financial year, but it is 6 months out of 12 months in total. You will simply take the 10,800 multiplied with 6 divided by 12. It will give you 5,400. Yes, it's 5,400. This 5,400 is our prepaid expense. As it falls outside the financial year. So that amount must be subtracted from our insurance expense in the statement of comprehensive income. Our financial year ends there, but we only covered for from September until the 31st of August 2017. We basically don't want the portion that falls outside the financial year. So we know that included in that 10,600, in that 15,600, we've got 10,800, part of which does not fall within the current financial year. The part that doesn't fall within the current financial year, we need to calculate it, which is 10,800 multiplied by 6 over 12. That will give you 5,400. That must be subtracted from the total insurance amount. So the 5,400 must be subtracted from the total insurance amount. So we'll subtract 5,400 from 15,600. We will be left with our insurance expense for the year, which is 10,200. Our prepaid expense and our trade and other receivables will be 5,400. In the general journal, we will debit prepaid expense, which is an asset that goes to the statement of financial position. And then we will credit our insurance expense. So in our statement of comprehensive income, we need to credit our insurance expense by the same amount, which is 5,400.